Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm not here long, but I had to come in because I saw this thing that really got my attention, that I wanted to bring to your attention and kind of get your opinion on this. Because I'm trying to decide how I feel about it, and I'd love to hear how you feel about it. It has to do with this story with this kid who got into this weird altercation with his teacher. Apparently, he and the teacher don't get along. As a music teacher, one black man to another, or a young black man dealing with an older black man, and and apparently the student was getting out of pocket, kind of getting in the teacher's face, saying a lot of disrespectful things, kind of challenging the teacher in every way. Almost like the teacher, wasn't going to respond or couldn't respond or whatever, and it turned into a fight. And after the fight was over, the community went out of its way to support the teacher. The community went out of its way to send money. I think they raised $65,000 for this teacher who beat this student's ass in class. And what I want to do is kind of show you guys what happened. I'm gonna those of you on Facebook, I'll go ahead and hold. You guys are on my phone, so I'll hold my phone up and let you guys watch the video, because I'm gonna do a screen share for my friends on YouTube. I can't do it on Facebook and YouTube. I can only do it on YouTube. And then I kind of want to get your take on this. So let me pull up this video file. While I do this, please make sure you hit the like button, share button, and subscribe button to connect to the channel, drboycetv.com. That's where everything's going down. If you want to see it directly in your screen, just go to drboycetv.com if you happen to be on Facebook. But I want you guys to see this, and I want you to kind of tell me what you think about what you're going to see. So everybody on Facebook, I'm going to just hold the camera up so you guys can just look at it on my screen. So give me a second here. All right, so here's the video. Let me turn the audio up so you can hear the audio.
Bro, you got me fucked up, nigga. No, that's shit, nigga. You better see me. I'm right here, nigga. What you gonna do, nigga? Come on. Bro, you say you gonna beat my ass? What's up? Oh, come on, bro. Everybody saying that shit. Come on now, nigga. You got me fucked up, bro. You got me fucked up, nigga. You got me fucked up, bro. Bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Why your voice cracking, my nigga? Come on, bro. Yeah, walk the fuck back, nigga. Come on, bro. You got me fucked up, nigga. You got me bent, bitch. What? Bro, I'm on, bro. Did you really say that shit, bro? I'm on, bro. Everybody saying that shit, my nigga. Bro, they lying shit, bro. Stop lying, my nigga. You the one lying, bro. I'm on, bro. Stop fronting, my nigga. You know you said that shit, bro. I'm on. Bro, say it too, bro. We're right here, bro.
So you see, just so you can kind of see what's happening here. The student is really taunting the teacher. He's right in the teacher's face. He's basically like, why's your voice cracking, my nigga? Why you walking away, my nigga? I'm right here, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga, my nigga, right? Anyway, so let's keep going. Remember, he's a baby. He's basically a baby. He's 17, 16 years old. Somebody taught him how to act like this, right? He had to learn how to be an asshole. So
everybody's watching, my nigga. What's up, bro? You ain't talking me shit. Bro, I'm on, nigga. You a whole ass bitch, bro. Come on, man.
If we're gonna take him.
Ooh, he said cut straight up. Yeah. So why you shaking, bro? So you say that shit or what's up, bro? You say that shit, bro? You say that shit or what? I'm telling you, right?
Now notice who's backpedaling now. He ain't talking about my nigga, my nigga, my nigga no more. He backpedaling because now it done got too real for his little punk ass. Now just watch the rest of the fight. now he's yelling to his friends, like he's happy his friends are holding him back. You better hold me back, because I'm gonna get him. Hold me back. Let me at him. Let me at him. Looking like a little punk. So there you go. So I like to kind of get you guys' take on this in terms of what you think, was kind of going on with this, and your assessment on it. If you think that the teacher was in the wrong, if you think that it could have been handled differently, what your thoughts are. Hold on. What your thoughts are on that? Let me turn this around again. Sorry. Here we go. It's funny. It's interesting. Like when I saw this, what it made me think about? In World War II, Joseph Stalin and Adolf Hitler signed a pact. They signed a treaty where they both agreed that they would not invade each other, that they wouldn't mess with each other. Hitler was fighting, all the other European countries, trying to do all his invasions. Russia was like, we ain't gonna mess with you. We don't want none. We don't want no fighting. We don't want any war or anything. So they signed a treaty and made an agreement that they were not gonna fight. Well, Hitler violated that agreement. Hitler invaded Russia. And when he did the invasion with the Blitzkrieg, and they thought they were just going to run over Russia, they thought they were going to kick Russia's ass. Joseph Stalin was super depressed, very sad that the person he trusted, the person he signed this treaty with, had just violated the treaty and it was invading his country. Well, the thing is, though, that Russia was kind of the sleeping giant. Russia was a big country. They had millions and millions of soldiers. So first, they had to defend themselves. So the Germans coming through, the Germans thought they were going to run over all of the all of Russia. And after a while, the Russians started fighting back, and it got super real for them. They started getting their ass kicked. And when the Germans finally realized they could not defeat all of the Soviet Union, they started to retreat. Well, by that point, the Russians were like this teacher. The Russians were like, no, come back, nigga. No, you want to fight? Okay, come on. So they chased the Germans, not just chased them out of Russia, they chased them all the way back to Berlin. They chased them all the way back to Germany. They were like, no, we're going to take reparations out of your ass right now, because we told you, don't start none, it won't be none. And you thought that me trying to seek out peace meant that I was a punk. No, that don't mean I'm a punk. That means that I don't want to go to war with you. I do not want to fight you. And when I saw this teacher in this situation, that's what I saw. I saw a man who's like, look, come on, sit your ass down. We don't, look, I don't want it to go too far. Like almost like the Incredible Hulk. Anybody old enough to remember the original Incredible Hulk TV show when the guy who was the Hulk, David Banner, would be like, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, right? He was looking for peace because he's like, you don't know what you're getting into if you open up this can of worms. If you open up this can of worms, you're literally opening up a demon that even I can't bring back in. Seriously, you're opening up just a gigantic, supersized dose of whoop ass that will literally cause you so much pain that I feel sorry for you already. I really feel sorry for you in terms of what's going to happen to you if you continue down this path. And because the thing about it is, typically, a lot of times the most chill type people are the ones who will fuck you up if you push them too far. They're holding it in. They're like, I don't want to fight, because once I start punching you out, I'm not gonna stop. Like, my anger is not gonna be contained at that point. I'm gonna get myself locked up. I'm gonna end up losing. The teacher's probably like, I'm gonna lose my job. Because this kid's a baby. Like, this teacher's old enough where he probably was like in graduate school when this kid was like not even born yet. Like he was teaching probably when this child was like in diapers. So he's like, you don't understand. Like he probably, he's like, look, I went to school in the 80s and the 90s before we got to the era that we're in now. Now we're in an era where, they have the, what do they call the zero tolerance rule? Kids can't fight. Everybody's super sensitive. Bullying is like an absolute no. You know, all this other, which is fine. That's cool. But, you know, a lot of us grew up in the era of bullies where, you know, if you had a bully, you were in that shit by yourself. It wasn't like you could go and ask the teacher or call the police and get the bully arrested. You know, there are lots of kids I knew that when I would get bullied when I was a kid, there were lots of kids I knew who deserved to be in handcuffs. Today, they would have been in handcuffs for the way they were bullying other kids. But in our era, you didn't have that option. You couldn't call the police. Like it just didn't even make any sense. It's like, no, it's a fight at school. You know, so this guy, you know, grew up in a different era, and this little punk ass 16-year-old who ain't seen shit, you don't know who you fucking with. You could be fucking with a Vietnam vet or somebody who's in the Iraq war and literally send them into some sort of PTSD shock where they literally can't stop punching you until you're dead. Like that's what a young boy doesn't understand. So he's up in his face and he's mistaking like kindness for weakness. He's like, oh, this nigga, his voice cracking. Why your voice cracking, my nigga? Maybe his voice is cracking because he's scared that he's gonna fuck you up so bad that he's gonna get fired. That's why he's scared. He's like, just please stop it. You know, like, why are you walking away, my nigga? Well, he's walking away because he knows that you don't understand what you're getting into, right? You know, and here's the problem too. I'm gonna tell you like this. I probably sound like a conservative right now because I'm like, what the hell is up with the parents? Why is your child at school bucking up on grown-ass men acting like this? I swear to God, when we lost the fathers in the household, when Bill Clinton started sending all those black men to prison and we don't have, these kids ain't got no daddies, what happens is they've never been checked. They've never fully been physically checked by a more dominant man. So they have a hard time accepting male authority. So when they run into a cop, they start yin-yanging with the cop. Yang, 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 yang. And the cop's like, don't mess with me. So your son, get back in the car. Nah, nigga, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? Next thing you know, cop is like pulling out that billy club. Wah! Why'd you hit my baby in the head? He got brain damage now. Because I told his little ass to shut up and sit down, and he wouldn't do it, right? That's what, you know, I think people don't learn. They don't learn. I learned this early. I was so lucky that I had a father that, you know, he was a military man. He was a cop. And he wasn't no punk. He knew karate. Like, I knew my dad could fuck me up. He was shorter than me, but I did not dare challenge him physically. So I learned early that when you are a man, a young man, and you challenge an older, stronger, more experienced man, you better be sure you can win that fight. Because if you can't win that fight, you might not learn your lesson till you in the hospital, till you up in a coma and your mama sitting by your bedside crying and praying to white Jesus that the good Lord don't take you in the middle of the night. Seriously. So I think, honestly, you know, if you think about, remember the movie Baby Boy? Remember Baby Boy? It's another good example, Baby Boy. Remember Baby Boy when he got up in Ving Rhames' face and was talking all that shit, you know, and really trying to mess with him and trying to provoke him. And he thought that because he was quiet, that means that he must be a punk. Because again, when you're young, you're in the age of yapping. Like you know, people just talk. Everybody talks a big game and nobody can really back it up. But then I think when you get older, you know the difference. Like you learn that talking ain't the way to really handle stuff. You know, when the situation goes down, you make your point with your actions, not with your words. But when you're young, you don't seen your mama yapping, you know, about everything. So you up here yapping. And remember, like he was yapping in his ear. What did he do? He got up. He was like, okay, you win, you got it. And he was like, yeah, nigga, take your ass on out of here, punk ass nigga. Next thing you know, he just got it by his neck. And he's like, mama. And literally, you know, like I think that's what, you know, I just see that happen so often. I see that happen so often. And honestly, I think a lot of times it happens with young men who've never learned to respect authority. You know, that little boy, I bet you $10 trillion he does not have a father in the house. I bet you anything that he does not have a strong father at home. He may have a dad. If his dad is there, his dad must be a pussy. Because you can't run around a house with another man, a more dominant man in the house, talking crazy like that. Like, what you doing, my nigga? Where you at, my nigga? What you at, my nigga? Why are you walking away, my nigga? You don't do that. When I was 16, I would never talk to a 40-year-old man that way. I would never do that. because I had somebody in my house that taught me to respect male authority. And what happens to some of these little boys is they get out in the world and you know what, another person actually, well, they get out in the world and they kind of carry these behaviors out there, and they don't understand, like, people in the world don't love you the way your mama does. Your mama will let you get away with all that because she loves her baby. But you get out in the world, these men don't love you. That prison guard don't love you. You know, that cop does not love you. That teacher, he might care about you to a point, but after a while, he's gonna be like, okay, you're a disruption, and you keep messing with me, we're gonna have a problem right now. You know, so I would just say, I'll tell you, one person who brought up a good point with that was Willie D, actually, from the Ghetto Boys. Willie D, you know, he's a friend of mine. He comes on the channel sometimes. A smart black man, and he's a great man. He's just intelligent. He's authentic. And one of the things he talked about was, he said, I grew up, you know, watching my mother mouthing off to people in the neighborhood, and I thought I could do the same thing because he had watched his mother's behavior and he was emulating that, and he learned that it's different when you're a man. Like, if he had been a woman, the man probably never would have you know, the man probably never would have even swung on. I mean, you know, you don't swing on a woman, not if you're a real man. You just don't. You don't have to, right? But the thing is, like, another man is doing that, you're really challenging him, and you're bringing something out of him that you may or may not be ready to deal with. So anyway, I'm gonna show you guys. I'll bring the video back up again for people who just got in here, so you can kind of see what we're talking about. We're talking about this teacher, and I'm gonna tell you, the community really had this teacher's back. The community, from what I read in the news report, they raised $65,000 for the teacher. He got locked up apparently after the fight. They raised money for him, and I'm gonna tell you what, I'm glad they raised $65,000 for him. They should have raised $100,000 for him, and they need to raise some money to get that little kid some fucking home training, so he ain't out here challenging grown ass men. He can't even fight. He can't even fight. Like, you just, I mean, talking about like, you gotta see how it escalates.
Bro, you got me fucked up, nigga. No, that's shit, nigga. You better see me. I'm right here, nigga. What you gonna do, nigga? Come on. Bro, you say you gonna beat my ass? What's up? Oh, my mama, bro. Everybody saying that shit. Come on now, nigga. You got me fucked up, bro. You got me fucked up, nigga. You got me fucked up, bro.
Okay, that was the first physical altercation. You see that when he threw the ball at him or whatever he did, and the guy's like, look at his head. His head's cocked, like, boy, don't you push me. And it's funny. I remember, hearing a lot of times you see these fights also occur in households where you have a father or a stepfather and a son, a teenage son and a stepfather, where the teenage son will challenge him. This happens all throughout the animal kingdom. All mammals do this. They challenge each other, and you have to show dominance over the other male. But anyway, I heard, you know, so the stepdad was saying that, you know, he was talking about, yeah, you know, my son kept telling me to turn down the radio. He kept telling me to turn down the radio, and I wouldn't turn it down. And then he physically touched the radio and turned it down, and I turned it back up, and then he grabbed it and turned it down again. And we were all like, whoa. And the reason we felt that way was because once you get in that space where you have made a physical assault on somebody, you're changing the whole dynamic. At this point, the man is feeling threatened. He's feeling like, okay, at first it's like, okay, he's just a little kid. He's just talking, you know, he's getting out of pocket. He's disrupting the class. But when he makes a physical, even if he taps him on the shoulder, you're opening the door for a physical altercation. And that's when he's kind of like, okay, it just got super real right now. And I really think the only thing this teacher probably could have did was maybe called in an authority, called in, you know, the school security guard. Like that's probably something that I think a lot of us would have done, is call somebody else in. Like, that's what I would do. I'd be like, you need to go, because I had a situation like that one time with a young guy, and I was like literally tempted to like just teach him I mean, skinny as hell, little skinny ass mother. I mean, I'm sitting there like, bro, I've been lifting weights. Like, I can pick you up and throw you across this room, and I'm not scared to do it. But I did not want to be fighting a teenager. You know, I did not want the you know, I just didn't want all the spin off, all the fallout that comes from that, right? And I didn't want to hurt him. So what I did was I called his mama and I said, you need to come get him. You need to get him right now, because it's about to get too real right now. You know, so I think ultimately I really wish the teacher had called somebody. because I don't think it had to get to the point where they were physically fighting. But I don't blame the teacher one bit. I really don't. I blame this boy's mama for letting him think he can get up in a grown man's face and talk like that. He learned this language from somebody else. He learned this behavior from somebody else. He learned how to act like a fucking thug. And you act like a thug, we're gonna treat you like a thug. And if you're gonna be a thug, you better know how to fight, you little punk. Look, they see that? He acted like he was gonna hit him. He did it like, so he kind of played on him.
Why your voice cracking, my nigga?
So now he said, why's your voice cracking, my nigga? You hear that?
Come on, bro. Yeah, walk the fuck back, nigga.
Now he's like, walk the fuck back, nigga. Right? Like, so he's just constantly challenging.
You gonna be fucked up, nigga. You gonna be bent, bitch. Bro, I'm on, bro. Did you really say that shit, bro? I'm on, bro. Everybody saying that shit, my nigga. Bro, they lying shit, bro. Stop lying, my nigga. You the one lying, bro. I'm on, bro. Stop fronting, my nigga. You know you said that shit, bro. I'm on. Bro, say it too, bro. We right here, bro. Everybody's watching, my nigga. What's up? You ain't talking shit. Bro, I'm on, nigga. Bro, you a whole ass bitch, bro.
Man, if we gonna take it.
Ooh, he said cut straight up. So why you shaking, bro? So you say that shit or what's up, bro? You say that shit, bro? You say that shit or what? I'm telling you.
Bam! You see, okay. Now, let me tell you, this is an old school trick. He did something, again, young boys don't know about this. What he's doing is he's preparing to knock the fuck out of him. So he's walking up kind of slowly, subtly. But when you watch it in slow motion, you could tell he's slowly positioning himself to punch him out. And the little boy don't even know what's going on. He's thinking that it's all about talking, like we still talking now. And the older guy has already decided, like, okay, we passed the point of talking. So watch how he kind of just casually positions himself to throw that punch. Like he puts the left foot in front of the right so he can really get some like weight behind that punch. Like watch.
You say that shit or what? I'm telling you, right?
So now he's on the ground. Now the little boy talking all that shit. He's on the floor, and you know, and because he wasn't even ready. He does again. That's how you also know he ain't got a daddy in the house. Ain't nobody taught him how to fight. Again, I mean, if I got a son that talks like that, I'd be like, son, we're gonna go to karate lessons. We're gonna do boxing training. I'm gonna show you how to back up your words because you're gonna end up in a lot of fights. You keep talking to people like that. So he's little boy gets up. He's ready. He's got the arm cocked back. The boy's walking away now. Now wait a minute. I thought you were the aggressor. I thought you were, I thought you were the predator. Now you've become the prey. You see how quickly the predator becomes the prey? This is what, for the ladies who don't get this, this is what happens all throughout the animal kingdom. This is how males establish dominance. This is how, like, Planet of the Apes. Anybody ever see Planet of the Apes, where you had the one ape that was the bully and he was the big bad ape and he thought he ran the whole thing, and then he got his ass knocked down by a bigger ape, and next thing you know, he's bowing to the other ape. Like, this is how male dominance is established. So notice this kid is like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm in a situation I did not prepare for. So notice now he's backing up. If he was really as strong and as tough as he was pretending to be, he would be the aggressor. He's not the aggressor. The person who was being initially victimized is now the aggressor. So look at the body language. Pay attention. Look, he keeps on. Look, he got his hands up. Now he's trying to fight. He don't know how to fight. Look, he fights like a little bitch. And the man's like, okay, I'm about to take your ass back to 1992 with this haymaker. I'm gonna land on your ass. And then he gets him on the ground and really starts pummeling. I start feeling sorry for the kid at that point. Watch. So now he throws a little weak ass punch and gets knocked out. Look at that. Look, freeze frame. See that? See that? Who's look at the angles of the bodies now. He looks like he's falling and he can't get up. So now he's got him on the floor. Now he's trying to grab his leg. And the teacher, again, now you really gonna get hit because your head is exposed and you holding on to his leg like a little baby. And he's gonna just keep wobbling upside your head. Because he does not know how to fight. And he, again, pay attention, body language. He's still walking away. He's running away now. But wait a minute, my nigga. I thought you wanted to fight, my nigga. Where you going, my nigga? Come back, my nigga. We in a fight, my nigga. Right? That's what I'm saying. And now he's getting held back. He's happy to be held back because he don't want no more of this. And here's the thing. Here's the really messed up thing about this to me is that, you know, somebody's going to write a narrative about this fight where it's going to be like, oh, you know, this poor baby was victimized by and assaulted by a teacher. Like he was, you know, the teacher should have known better. The teacher shouldn't have did this. I'm sure his mama, you know, will be up at the school complaining and saying, your teachers assaulted my son and all that other stuff. But, you know, really, I'm gonna tell you, I think honestly, like, I think that, you know, I think that good motherhood and good fatherhood is kind of a lost art. And I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. If that happened to me, if I was 16, up in the teacher's face, talking about, come on, my nigga, what you gonna do, my nigga? What you want, my nigga? Why you voice cracking, my nigga? And I got my ass whooped on national television, or which is YouTube, that's like national TV. I get my ass whooped, and I got memed and posterized by this OG who literally just like got pushed beyond the limit. My father would say, it was your fault. My father would say, why were you in his face? Why were you doing it? And my mother would say, yeah, you got your ass kicked. You shouldn't be up there talking. You up here running your mouth, getting in the teacher's face. Why are you behaving like that at school anyway? What the hell are you doing? That's what my parents will say. But you got too many of these parents to, you know, again, these little boys going to school ain't got no daddy or whatever, whose mamas will defend anything they do, who act like everything they do is angelic and wonderful, and that they're just he's just a baby. He was only acting like that because he had too much sugar that morning, and the teacher should have known that. The teacher should have called the principal and just know. And people who talk like that, they don't understand the world of men. The world of men is very different from the world of son and mommy. The world of son and mommy is, you know, you fall, you skin your knee, your mommy kisses it and gives you some hot chocolate and tells you it's going to be okay. The world of men is you skin your knee, and you better not lay down and crying. Like, you better get up. You know, get up. We all skinned our knee. We trying to win a football game. Or yeah, I know you're emotionally upset. You don't want to be on the battlefield, but we're at war. We need you to be a man. We need you to stand up, right? And ultimately, you know, when you talk about conflict, you know, it's just one of those things where I think that the male in the household, this is why your sons, you know, if your son doesn't have his daddy, I just tell women, like, try to pick men that got integrity, who believe in taking care of their kids, because you learn these things. Like I would never have been in a situation like that at the age of 16 because my father prepared me for that, right? So if I did not have my father, which I didn't have my biological father. I had a stepfather who prepared me. If I did not have my biological father, I could easily see myself getting into a situation like that, because my mother probably could not have controlled me without my father's authority in the house. Like, my father's authority kept me in check, because I knew that if push really came to shove, if I really decided I want to get in somebody's face, it would not work out well for me. I would not win from that. And I also think that, given that this kid's ready to open that door, like, okay, let's fight. You know, well, okay, fine. If you want to say all that, you better be ready to fight. This kid clearly could not fight. He wasn't ready. Like, I saw the way the teacher slowly but surely, like, positioned himself. He cocked his body. I said, oh my God, he's about to knock this motherfucker out. And this kid don't even know it. That's because he just understood. Like, the best way for me to lay a punch on him is for me to just spring it on him without him knowing. I'm not going to announce that the punch is coming. Again, like the yappers do that. Yappers be like, I'm about to hit you. I'm about to knock you out, my nigga. I'm about to punch you out, my nigga, right? That's what people do who really can't fight. A person who really can attack you is going to sit there quietly like, oh, yeah, look over there. Wow. You know, like, that's what they do. So anyway, I'm not making fun of it. I don't think it's funny. I think it's very sad. I'm glad people are supporting this teacher. He deserves to have his job. They should have better security in the schools to make sure that the teachers don't have to face this. You know, there was a time where teachers didn't have to go to work every day and feel like they have to fight their students. Like, there was a time where you could, you know, tell a child, I'm gonna call your mama, and know that meant something. You know, when you got the mama coming to the school cussing out the teachers, you know, like that doesn't help us get anywhere. Like when you believe your child can't do no wrong and oh, it must be the teacher's fault. Well, you're disabling your child. All you're doing is you're preparing your child for the ultimate heartbreak, the ultimate disappointment, the ultimate agony, where one day they're gonna run into a man that don't love them like their mama. They're gonna run into some man who's gonna hear them doing all this yip yapping, and he's gonna put your child in a casket. A lot of young dudes, a lot of guys out here are dead right now because they ran up on the wrong person, you know, running their mouth. You know, so that's just it. You know, I feel sorry for this guy. I'm like, man, you talking like a gangbanger, but you don't fight like one. Like you fight like a bitch. Like what? I mean, I didn't understand that. Like that didn't make any sense. Like you're doing all this talking, and the minute the teacher made it real for him, suddenly he's backpedaling, he's running away, he's ducking, he's grabbing his arm, he's putting up his hands like this, you know, just things that show me like you're not even prepared. Like he called your bluff basically, and you had nothing. I'm a poker player. Like I love the game of poker. I'm really good at it. I've won poker tournaments with 800 people in them and stuff like that. I'm a really good poker player. And anyway, one of the things about poker is, you know, a lot of the game is about bluffing and calling people's bluffs. And there's times where you need to know when to hold them. You need to know when to fold them. There's times when you know you need to stand strong, and there's times when you know you need to know when you're beat. And this kid is not smart enough to know when he might be beat. He should have been sitting his little dumb ass down, learning, paying attention to in class, but instead he's up here trying to buck up on the teacher, and now he got posterized. Now Boyce Watkins is talking about him on YouTube, and now he's gonna go down in history as the lame little loudmouth piece of shit who got his ass kicked by a music teacher. My God, you got your ass kicked by the music teacher. It wasn't even the gym teacher. It was the music. It was the trunk. You know, the guy who played the clarinet in high school just beat your ass in front of everybody. My God, get out of here, man. The little weak SOB. Anyway, okay, let me shut up. I'm out of here. Do this. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. Please hit that thumbs up button before you go. Also, if you want to be connected to Dr. Boyce TV, make sure you subscribe to drboycetv.com. We have a couple of YouTube channels. We're approaching 350,000 subscribers. Last month, people watched 20 million minutes of video on our channels. We're very proud of that. And so we're spreading Black media all throughout the world. So join the tribe. You know, this is real. This is different. This is something you're not going to see anywhere else. So subscribe, drboycetv.com. Also, if you want me to text you when I go live, just text my name, text the word Boyce to 31996. That's 31996. Just type my name, Boyce, into your phone and text it to 31996. You'll be on the text list. Last but not least, if you want to support the channel and be a part of helping us spread strong Black media, go to intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. That's our tribe. We're spreading Black intelligence, and which means that we're going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about things other people aren't talking about. And like Ramel Harris says, vote today. You know, I told y'all this morning, I tried to give a shit about the elections, and I searched all over the house, and I was looking for fucks to give. I searched high and low. I searched my dresser. I said, are there any fucks I can give in the dresser? I didn't have any fucks to give in there. So I searched my pockets for fucks to give. I had no fucks to give. I looked, I looked in the garage. I could find no fucks to give. So I'm sorry, I have no fucks to give for the elections. But you know what? If you want to go vote, you want to be a part of all that, then please go do it. And I am going to actually vote. I want to vote in the local election because we want to build a new school in the neighborhood. But outside of that, this other stuff, you know, Black Democrats, you know, wooing everybody, getting everybody excited. I've seen that 10 million times, and I know it never works. So I don't have a lot of faith in the Democratic Party. I'm sorry. I hate to say that. I hate to break your heart, but that's just how I feel. If you could prove me wrong, if you could prove to me that voting for Democrats, you know, repeatedly over and over in every single election has improved the condition of the Black community, then I'll hear that. But actually, when I look at education, when I look at economics, when I look at everything else, Black people are in the same position we were before all these Democrats started getting all this power, and they get it off of our backs. They don't give anything back. So I have no faith in any of that process. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. And if it does, well, then fuck you too. No disrespect. Anyway, I'm kidding. All right, guys, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. I love you. And I hope that your life is everything you want it to be. And thank you, Ben, for the compliment on the nice shirt. I don't know who I bought it from. I think I bought it at the All Black National Convention. And actually, for intelligentblackpeople.com, we're going to give away a couple of VIP passes to the All Black National Convention once a month. So if you join at intelligentblackpeople.com, you can be in the list, and we'll just pick somebody and give you free passes to the All Black National Convention. So join us, join our tribe, intelligentblackpeople.com. I'm out of here, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Be good. Peace.